Andrew Ravens here of RavensNewsPost.com, back for another wrestling podcast. This time for July 23rd of 2015. We are talking a little professional wrestling from some news coming out of Dave Meltzer's wrestling newsletter on July 22nd. We got a lot of TNA information to discuss. Let's get to it. We'll leave the TNA stuff for last. We'll run through some WWE stuff. Following last night's WWE SmackDown TV tapings, it appears that WWE is booking Cesaro versus Kevin Owens at SummerSlam. They did an angle between the two that involved a backstage segment and changing words, as well as Owens attacking Cesaro following the main event of SmackDown. This is not confirmed by any means by WWE, but just pure speculation as of this writing. Definitely those two will be wrestling at next month's pay-per-view. Also, WWE reportedly changed their mind about using TNA star Bully Ray. So basically, this is what happened. WWE ran a NXT live event on May 15th in Philly earlier this year. But due to his appearance on the May 8th TNA Impact broadcast, where he returned to be the special guest referee between Eric Young and Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, they lost interest. So instead of booking Bully Ray, who has been widely known as interested in returning to WWE on a full-time basis, they booked Tommy Dreamer to lose to Baron Corbin that night. It sounds hypocritical because Dreamer works for TNA as a backstage agent, but apparently it doesn't matter to TNA at this moment, which I kind of find would be a little messed up. But you know what? That's WWE. Alright, getting into the TNA. Good old TNA. On Wednesday, they officially announced that they'd be holding their Bound for Glory pay-per-view in North Carolina. And the reason for that is because both Jeff and Matt Hardy are from North Carolina, actually Cameron, North Carolina. And so that's the reason that they're booking it there. And that event goes down on October 4th on traditional U.S. pay-per-view and worldwide pay-per-view. In September, they're reportedly not going to be renewed by Destination America. So that will be very interesting. And a lot of people think that due to Destination America dropping them from programming, or scheduling, I should say, that means the death of TNA, and that's just not the case. So we shall see. Also, TNA did a contract change in their contracts with their talent. And basically, without getting into 3 paragraphs worth of information, TNA used to offer all talents a monthly sum of pay between $1,000 and $2,000, as well as a pay per appearance deal, which would be paid whenever they worked a TNA live event. Okay? And like I said, it just matters on the pay. And now they changed it to where the monthly sum of the $1,000 to $2,000 per talent per month is no longer available. And TNA is just doing pay per appearance deals. And obviously that's an issue for TNA talent due to TNA not running any freaking live events. Sorry. And the latest on this is basically all that is true. And if you were a top guy, then you would have been paid more monthly than the mid-card talent. And 2 notable names, Jeff Hardy and Kurt Angle, never got a TNA call or a call from TNA management informing them of the change to their contract, so they'll still get paid per month. TNA has upped the pay-per-appearance deals to those talents who have been informed that their monthly sum of pay will no longer be available. 2 more things real quick. As noted last week, MVP announced on Twitter that he was no longer with TNA. And this has to do with 2 things. One, he wanted to leave in the first place, but it didn't help things when TNA blamed him for the Hernandez incident. And for those who are not aware, Hernandez is obviously a former TNA talent, right? But he left TNA to go work indies and then later on to Lucha Underground. Well, he signed an exclusive Lucha Underground contract stating that he would not appear on any other wrestling promotions, TV, or pay-per-view events, right? Well, he informed TNA and John Dvorak, who is their talent relation guy, that he was no longer under contract with Lucha Underground, and in fact he was, and he breached his contracts with Lucha Underground when he appeared not only on one but multi-episodes of TNA Impact Wrestling. And so MVP got blamed for that. And speaking of the Hernandez incident, many in the company, within TNA I should say, blame John Dvorak and make a huge mistake on his part. And also Kenny King, who's a former X Division champion, is also considering TNA, leaving TNA. Finally, and this is some eye-opening news, Tyson Kidd suffered an injury from Samoa Joe several months ago with the Muscle Buster, and damn near killed the guy, right? Well, Kurt Angle revealed that he had a tumor on his neck, and so he had to go and get that surgically taken out. Well, after that injury, he had to be rushed to the hospital because he had an infection in his neck. And according to his wife, Gianni, or whatever the hell her name is, he was experiencing severe pain, lost some feeling in his extremities, and started having difficult breathing. So they rushed him to the hospital and took out that infection. But prior to that second surgery to take out the infection, doctors told him that could have been fatal because there was so much buildup of fluid in his spinal cord. But Angle is expected to make a full recovery. That is the latest on professional wrestling news. There's a lot, but there's not really a lot big news. There's a lot of little news, which is just annoying. But either way, we'll get through it. I want to thank you all for listening to this, whatever name of podcast I'm going to name it. RavensNewsPost.com for your latest professional wrestling and mixed martial arts news. I am Andrew Ravens, owner, operator, and editor of RavensNewsPost.com.